coming into the Zoom room. Welcome, I see you coming into the Zoom room. Hey, I don't know, I kind of like that. Maybe I'll have to make a little ditty for CJ's FitnesSing. We'll do something like that. I am so happy to see you today. I see, let me put it on gallery view so I don't miss your beautiful faces. Angelica, beautiful to see you. Delton, what's up? John Johnson, hello. How are you? Um, who is that? Is that Ellie? It says Peter. Hi. Hi, Ellie. Helen L, great to see you today. Rachel, I missed you over the last week. We must connect, but I am glad to see that you're joining today. Phyllis, welcome back. Kathleen O'Donoghue, I'm not sure I remember your name. If you are new to CJ's FitnesSing, welcome. Thanks for joining us. I also see Brenda. Thank you for coming back, Brenda. All right. So this is the last Friday of the month. And we were thinking about ways to get rid of the toxic thoughts about our voice, like the bad thoughts that we have, like, I can't do this, or if only I had, all of those things. So we're going to put, if there are any of those thoughts just kind of lingering in our mind, we're going to take those right now. I want you to jot them down to yourself. Now jot them down. And while you're jotting them down, I'm going to play something for you. And it's about 3 minutes and something. So you'll have a time to actually take in what's going on this video. But it's a video that I love to share with my students. It's kind of a shocker. It's anatomically visual, you're going to see your vocal cords, or what vocal cords look like when they are singing. So just beware. If you are a little squeamish, you might want to just kind of peek out of one eye. But I love this video because it shows the different voice types and how the chords differ from type to type. And it's just great. So I'm going to share screen now. And where did my video go? I want this one. I think that's gonna work. Okay, desktop one. And put that down. Okay, I am trying to get to my thing here. And voila. Here we go. All right. Let me know in the chat if the sound is not working. Vocal cords. So the scope goes into the nose and goes down the throat to view the beautiful vocal cords. They're going to cough. Vocal cords while singing. vocal cords on the far left are soprano, next alto, next tenor, next baritone or bass. So, I am curious to know. What did you think about that? I see some faces, some interesting faces. Hi, welcome, Ashley. Marianella is coming in. Okay, let's see who else is here. So the vocal cords, if you didn't see the vocal cords, they are these white bands that sit. Our windpipe, right? Our esophagus is vertical, but the vocal cords sit in our body this way. We think because our neck is like this, so the cords must be sitting like this, but they actually sit like this, and they move. And so you saw they look like white ligaments, and the healthy cords have some moisture on them, some covering, just because they're healthy and not dried out or not. They don't have oh. Yes. Okay. Brenda says she's a speech therapist. Perfect. Well, feel free to jump in sometime if you want to say something about phonemes and things and articulation and vocal cords. But so these bands, they're very small, but they produce so much sound. And so we're here because we want to know how to keep those bands healthy, how to maximize the capacity, the full capacity of this instrument that is in this entire body, right? So we sing with our bodies. So when the vocal cords come together, we call that adduction, and then they wave like that. They wave together to meet, to create sound, which we call phonation. Right, and I know, I thought they would look different too the first time I saw them. I was like, ew. So if you ever, have some vocal challenges that seem to persist, you can go see an ENT or a voice specialist, and they can do that very procedure, sticking the camera down the nose. It's not so comfortable, but they can give you a little local anesthetic, and they put the camera down your throat far enough to see those cords from above. And it's a pretty neat experience to phonate, to make sound, and then see your vocal cords actually moving. Interesting that the bass voice box looked thicker. Yes, Rachel. So the lower voices typically have thicker and longer bands, vocal cords. 1 second. Mommy is teaching online right now. Okay, can you please tell him that my class ends at 1? Thank you. Sorry. We have had some house issues and repairs going on. So, all right. So that's the vocal cord thing. I thought the bass was on the left. I was wrong. Yes. So the bass was on our far right. All right. So we're going to get started today. We were, if you're just joining us, we were just taking those negative ideas that we have about our voice, or what our voice cannot do, or what we think it should be. We're going to take those thoughts and we're just going to put them on a piece of paper. And we're going to choose to take them out of our mind, and hopefully we're going to get them out of our body, because just those thoughts can get caught in our body, and especially caught in the throat. So I'm going to take those, put those on a piece of paper. And then we're going to just get some breath moving. So when you are ready, we will do a slight bend with the knees and bring your arms up for a deep breath, and shh, blow it out. Do that 2 more times. And release. Shh. Arms up again. And release. Shh. Back down to the sides. All right, Harveen and Kia and Deborah, thank you for joining us. I see Helen coming in. All right, so we're going to do a little bit of work with our body before we get into some of the other things. So the first thing we're going to do is just, in the same way that we were kind of wringing out those thoughts, like wringing out like a towel that's wet, we were wringing out those negative thoughts. We're going to wring out some breath, like just So you are twisting from side to side from the waist with your hands by your shoulders. Twist from side to side. We're just bringing out old breath and then breathing in good clean breath. Deeply breathe in and release. You remember the top loader washing machines? That's what we're doing. Just spin cycle here, or wash cycle. Wash those thoughts out. As we do this, you should start to feel those muscles on the side of your abdomen activating. All right, we want to wake them up because they're going to be very busy today. All right. So the first exercise that we're going to do, we're going to have a little music today. I don't usually have background music. We're going to have a little background music. Our first exercise is to do just what we were doing. So whether you are sitting or standing, we're going to twist, but we're going to twist to the rhythm. So it'll be like this. 1, 2, 3, and then you're going to lift your knee to your elbow for 4. Then we go 1, 2, 3, 4. So it will be the same knee that comes to the opposite elbow each time until we switch sides. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So if you start by turning to your right, when you get to 4, it's your left knee that's going to come up to your right elbow. All right, I'm going to get our music going. It's a little fast, so let's get ready. Okay, all right. We are twisting at the waist. I'm trying to hear it now. 1, 2, 1, 2, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Give me 2 more sets. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 1 more set. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Last one, here we go. Take a break. Shake it off. Shake it off. All right. Getting ready for the other side. So if you started by twisting to the right, you're going to twist to the left this time. 1, 2, ready, go. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Give me 2 more sets. Last one. 2 more. Last one. And rest. Check it out. Get a dance going. Woo! Makes me want to do some Latin moves, but I don't really know them, so. All right. Our next one is dance inspired. So we are going to go step to the side, and you can do this in a seated position. So if I'm sitting, I'm going to take my right foot and my right arm out to the side. It'll be like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Then the next side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So arm goes out and that foot goes out to the side in tempo. If you're standing, this is what we're doing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, let me get my 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right to the right, 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 to the right. Now to the left and to the left. Go, John, I see you. 4, 6, 7, 8. All right. Take a break. It's hard for me to hear the music, so sorry if I was off the beat. I can stay on the beat. Here we go. All right, we're going to do this one more time. If you want to add a little something to it, we're going to do a little hop. If you're in your chair, you're going to do a kick. So it's the same thing we were doing before, but when we get to count 7 and 8, we're going to hop or kick. So if I'm sitting, it looks like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, kick and down. Okay, so we kick with that leg that's been going out. We're just going to kick it forward. All right, for those of us who are standing, this is what it will look like. 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now jump and left side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and jump. One more set. 4, 5, 6, 7. Leap and left. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and leap. Now give yourself a round of applause. Woo! That feels good. All right. I saw some people who like to dance. Thank you for your energy on that. So we're going to get our breath back under us. So some of us will like to do this. Put our hands on top of our head to allow our rib cage to open up so we can take in a good deep breath and just slow your breathing down. You can also put your hands on your hips. That still opens your rib cage some. Oh, that just gives me so much energy. I love it. All right. So those thoughts that you had, I hope that the energy of moving your body and just taking the time to put them aside has helped you just release them. All right. So our first exercise, when you are ready, let me ask before we get to our exercises, how many of you did the exercise of trying to figure out your lowest and highest notes? How many of you did that? Okay, so we will definitely get to that and make sure we have time. All right, so our first exercise. Oh, whoa, there we go, okay. We're gonna start from the top, and we're gonna sing the word sigh. So I'm noticing in my own body, and this is why I love combining fitness with singing. As soon as I have gotten my heart rate up and that blood pumping, my voice has so much energy. Oh my goodness, it just feels like it's just like I'm not working, it's there for me. So I hope that some of you are feeling that too. All right, so we're singing the word sigh, but when we sing it, we don't get to the E part of sigh until the very end. So we're actually taking that diphthong, I, those two vowel sounds, and dividing them. So we say sigh. So the E comes at the very end. Ready? 2, 3, and sigh. 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 Was that too loud? Sigh. If it gets too low, go up the octave. Ooh, that's really low for me. All right, how many of you want to keep going down? Piano is a bit loud. Okay, thank you. Let's see. We'll turn it down a bit. Is that better, Anne? All right. All right, so we'll stop there. We're going to go back up just a bit. No. Sigh, and work our way up. 1, 2, ready. Sigh. If this gets too high, you drop back down an octave. If you're working on your higher register, remember that the soft palate lift is key to accessing those notes with greater ease and efficiency. Here we go, same one. 1, 2, ready. Sigh. Take that top note and we're going to sing an octave. And we want it to sound really connected. We don't want to make bumps. We don't want to be like on a, riding a pony while we're doing it. Ah! We don't want that. But we want, ah! Here we go. Ready? And soft palates lifted. Down. Oh, admitting a couple of people. Oops. I hope I didn't kick somebody out. Oh no. I think I accidentally. Oh no, I didn't. Okay, sorry. Here we are. So next one. Ready, 2, 3. Good. Oh no, we're going down. So as we go lower, we want to be careful not to allow the weight of our chest voice to enter suddenly, right? So if we do that, what happens is, you get a big change. So just manage that weight gingerly. Allow the weight of the chest voice to come in gradually. Here we go, 2, 3. Ashley, I love your smile. So even though for me, even though I could totally go into chest right here, I'm just choosing to stay mostly in my head voice, not mixing very much at all. Your voice cracked when you, Esther, I'm looking, when you hit your chest voice. Let's try this for anyone who's experiencing something like that. We're going to try using a glide sound. So, where were we? we're going to do this. It's ya ya, but if we ride on the y sound, it's more like an E, but what will happen is it will bring the sound forward where the breath passes more into this area, and it just brings it forward, and it can help smooth out that transition into the next register, especially as we are coming down like this. So let's all try ya ya ya. Here we go. Ready, 2, 3. Ya 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 ya. I don't know if that helped. Ya, yay, Esther. Ya 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 ya. Even for me, it helped as I made my transition. Let's see. The y, it's going to have a little bit of nasality, almost as if you were speaking French. It's a ha ha ha. It's that sound. That's what's going to help you, and that's why we're using that. All right, here we go. 1, 2, ready. Ya 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 ya. So when I get to that little place where my voice wants to move into the next register, I spend a little more time on my glide, on my E, because it helps me smooth that out. Let's go here. I'm doing this right with you. I'm working through the same thing you're working through. Ya, 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 ya. All right. Are there any questions? No questions? I didn't greet you. Marianela, I don't know if you heard me, but I did say hello. Caesar, I see you. Harvina, I see you. And I think Joanne just joined recently, and so thank you for being here. All right, so some of us were here last week, and we were working very diligently to figure out what our lowest, most comfortable note is and our highest, most comfortable note, so that we can begin to understand our range. So for those of you who are here, so Caesar, I'm sorry, you said, are we going down in half notes, in half, yes, we were moving in half steps, yes. And then we did a scale down. So each one went a half step down, but then we did a full major scale, descending major scale. Okay, so going back to our ranges, you can put in the chat your lowest. So remember to put the letter and the octave number. The letter, so the lowest and the highest. So as you're, I could not make the last two. It's when we were going up. Do you know that? Oh, when we were going up. Oh yes, the last two notes were F sharp 5 and G5. So that's good to know. So you might look at your range that you discovered last week and see how that matches with what you already understand about your voice. I was going to say about range. Oh yeah. So a lot of times I get the question, can we increase our range? We can definitely work toward that. We always want to work gently, and we want to work slowly. So that can be months. It may even be years. And there are a few of us who might be under the typical age of vocal maturation. So for the assigned male larynx, it doesn't finish maturing until around 30-ish. For the assigned female larynx, it doesn't finish maturing until around 40. So that means where the voice has really settled into the fullness of what it's going to be. So over that course of its settling, we can definitely explore, and even past that time of maturation, we can explore the outer edges of our range. So just as an example, when I was in my 20s, I could not sing really very well below a B flat 3. I mean, B flat, I was like really pushing it. But now I'm like, it's not the best, but it's there, right? So that's fully there. That's an F3. That was nowhere near, my accessibility at a point in time, but very slowly. And I want to give you this exercise. So if some of you are wanting to, that's a great question, Esther. I see you. If you want to work on your lower register, like increasing your range on the low end, you can do this exercise. And then, so you just do that. That's an arpeggio. So if you know music, formal theory, then I'm doing scale degree 5, 3, and 1. And then once you get used to that, then you add what we call a messa di voce at the end, or actually you can just do a crescendo at the end. So so that builds your ability to sing with a fuller sound in the lower register. But first you just gingerly, and I wouldn't do more than a half step or two below what you're usually comfortable doing. You just do that, a few times and leave it alone. And it's interesting how the bands will respond in terms of your range expanding, but it's just like this gentle process. It's as if you were taking your muscles. When we stretch our arms or our legs, we can see a lot of progress in 2-3 weeks in our flexibility, but the voice takes a lot longer. So just think of it like, it's something that's gonna be a long-term process. How to work on raising voice at the high end. So then Esther is asking what happens at around 70. So I don't have a lot of information yet on the changes, how to codify the changes that can happen. It is something that I'm looking into right now. But I do know that just like with the rest of our bodies, we can lose muscle tissue, there can be some atrophying, and so that certainly can impact the voice. So that may sound like a voice being a little less stable. It can sound like fluctuation, and that can be an indication of the larynx being less stable, but the fluctuation in the voice. And I'm going to invite Brenda, since you are a speech therapist, if you know anything about that part of it, you're welcome to share what you understand. Can you want to unmute, or you want to type?
Nothing right now to add to that. You're doing well. So thank you anyway.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I am, so this community is really expanding my interest in the voice that's beyond 40. I'm so happy to have you all. You're like expanding my repertoire and expanding my understanding. So I will, as I get more information, I will definitely be sharing it with you. And so there's also a question, how to work on raising the voice at the high end. So if you are an assigned female larynx, then you want to work in half steps and know that whole soft palate lift thing, okay, it's super, super important, but you want to work in slides like this. So, as opposed to, that's just note to note. But if you slide, maybe that was 3 half steps, right? Or I moved up 2 half steps. So the first note, then the 2 half steps above that, you can just slowly, that's stretching the vocal cords very slowly and saying, hello, I want to do this. And then stop, right? So do 2 or 3 half steps at a time. If it feels good, so, come down. Something like that, right? And so then if that's good, then you're going to start at the last note that you left off on and then begin to move a little bit higher. So, that's how we just very gingerly work with the vocal cords as you go up. And where I just was right now, that was the fourth octave. I hadn't quite gotten into, or maybe on the last one I touched on the fifth octave. But I started around A or B flat 4. And just, gently, and I would not don't start at the part that's already a challenge. Start just below that so that you have an anchor and then you move out from there. For the assigned male larynx, one great thing is to work on falsetto. So it just gives your voice the ability to be more pliable. You're working on a different part of the chord. You're singing with a different part of the chords when you're singing in falsetto. So even though the term falsetto sounds like it's fake, it's not. It's a valid part of your voice. So work on that. And then you can work on singing from falsetto down and then back up. I have some specific exercises that I can bring next week for the assigned male larynx so that you have some exercises you can take with you. I don't want to go through those just right now because I want to give you time to work on your vocal ranges. So those are really good questions. I really appreciate your bringing them. So let's see, a couple of things I also see in the chat. Gracie says B6, but very little control, 0 stability, volume, okay. I think I can hit higher notes, though I would have expected. Oh, that's interesting, Esther. Interesting. All right. Okay, so have you all put in, did I miss it? Did you already put your, okay, I see. So you did. I see A2 to G4, John. B2, G4. So cool. Look at that. Look at how John's range and Kia's range are overlapped. That's super cool. All right, Ellie is C3 to E5, G3 to E. Is that E flat? Is that what that is? E flat 5, Brenda? I see ET5. Oh, I can't hear you. You want to type it or you can unmute. Oh, Kia says B2 to F5. Oh, well, excuse me. Okay, that's awesome. Gracie, you got your D3 on the bottom. And then that, you said that C6 thing. F sharp 3 to A5. Okay, so a lot of what could be a lower soprano, or it could be mezzo sopranos. And so mezzo sopranos are a little less common than sopranos. Sopranos is kind of like in the assigned female larynx, everybody's a soprano. Of course not really, but that's what it's like. So many sopranos. The mezzo soprano is a little less common, but the contralto, which Kia, I'm thinking that is for sure what you are. The contralto is much less common. And then in the male voice, in the assigned male larynx, we have countertenor being very uncommon. The tenor, the most common assigned male voice is a baritone. And that could be baritone, baritenor, a little less so bass baritone, but that baritone range. Tenors are less common, true basses are less common. So it's neat to see what we have here, and I'm seeing that it looks like this data is aligning with what I just said, that the majority of you are sitting in that mezzo-soprano-ish or lower soprano range, and then there's some type of baritone range. And then we have this contralto thing. How many of you are in this contralto range? Caesar, you're A2 low and A4. Okay, good. See, G3, G plus. Yeah, okay, Brenda, I think you're probably, yep, G sharp. I missed the last class, but I could sing of E sharp. So E sharp is F in the exercise. The one before, yes, 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 F and G sharp. Okay, and and you, let's see, you sang, is it musical theater that you sang? I can't remember. No, no singing. Oh, oh. Well, you're just, such a strong singer. I thought that you had this great experience with musical theater. That's so cool. Okay, so I don't remember if I can't, I think that you all have just give me a wave of the hand if you have the sheet that shows the ranges. And look, not just the ranges, but the voice types. You have that. Okay, good. And if you don't, you can go to the marsh.org/CJs FitnesSing, and you can sign up for the mailing list, and then we can get that form to you, so you can just look at your range and then look at where that falls in terms of the voice types. All right, so does anybody want to volunteer to demonstrate the information that you found when you worked on your range? And then I can confirm it, or I can say, well, maybe that shouldn't be included in the range. Anybody want to volunteer? Baritone, Caesar says baritone. You have a high range for a baritone, so I'm thinking tenor for you. Okay, I need to plug in my computer here. All right. I don't have any volunteers. So that means you, is somebody, Caesar, are you saying something?
Yeah, I'll volunteer.
Okay, awesome. So what did you say your lowest was?
A2.
A2. All right, so we're gonna start just slightly above that, and we'll go in a major third steps that would be like 3, 2, 1, and then we'll go down by half step, but doing that same pattern. All right, just on ah for me. I actually start here.
D.
But down there.
Oh, sorry, I don't understand. Sorry.
So that's okay. So you will sing like that. I don't sing that last note well, but you will sing that just on ah, and then I'll give you the next one. Yes. Great. Next one. Good. And I don't know how close you are to the microphone, but if you could get a little closer.
Oh yeah, let me fix this real quick because my computer has problems.
Okay.
Okay, so one more time. Give me the beat one more time.
Oh. Good. I just couldn't hear that last note. Sing the last note for me.
Was that an A?
It's a B. Do you have perfect pitch? Or relative?
No, I don't have.
Huh?
No, my pitch is. I'm still working on the pitch.
Okay. So let's see. Ah, then take a break and then go ah, so I can really hear it.
Sorry.
Nice. So everybody can hear how much core tone is present. It's not starting to get airy. It's not getting grovelly. I don't hear any tendency toward compression or restriction in the voice. So that's great. Here's the next one. And how did you feel in that last note?
I know it was a little sharp.
Oh, no, don't worry about your intonation. Your intonation's fine. I just want to know how comfortable did it feel in your larynx?
Oh, it didn't. It felt comfortable.
Okay, good. Let's go to the next one. am hearing correctly, it sounds like there's a little bit of a what we call a timbral change on that last note. Does it feel comfortable?
I guess that time I'm not sure whether it's comfortable. I'm not sure how to like tell. Like,
So if it feels uncomfortable, you'll start to feel almost like you're taking your muscles and kind of holding them really tight, like you're compressing your muscles in your throat. Or it'll start to feel like you can't get light strain, right? Light strain, or like you can't really get the note out, or if you wanted to increase the volume, you couldn't increase the volume. That's what you might start to feel.
oh, okay. I think I'm just a little nervous because I guess I haven't like sung, because I'm on, what I mean? Like, I'm just like nervous because I volunteered, but I'm just feeling nervous.
You are doing amazing. Thank you so much for just jumping in there. All right, so let's do that one again because I'm just listening. Nice. Okay, here's one more. What do you feel like on that last note? Is that starting to feel like, oh, I'm getting toward the end there?
It is. I mean, I guess I know that it's kind of like my limit, So that is kind of like I don't think I could go much further.
Good, good. So this confirms what you already thought. You said A2, and so you just sang an A flat 2, and I thought, that's just not, that doesn't have as much freedom with the breath flow as I'd like to hear. So I think A2 is exactly right. So great job. Now, going to the top, what was your top?
So it was the A, but I don't think that's comfortable. Like, I don't think I can. It's like the maximal. And like I don't feel
Okay,
very stable there.
so we're going to start further down. We'll start here. Ah, you sing that.
Uh, uh,
So that's okay. Now go here.
sorry. No, having pitch problems here.
You're good. You're good.
Hmm.
Hmm. That's interesting. I'm wondering. Sing this for me. Look, we're gonna try to do it from the top down. So you're gonna go like this. Think like you're singing like me. Ah. All right, try one more. Ah. So this. So here's an interesting phenomenon, Caesar. You are singing. Your intonation is just spot on when you are in the lower register. And now that we've approached a higher register, and I'm not quite sure where your register shifts, where your registration event is. But right now you're singing in falsetto, which is totally fine. But I'm trying to discern what is causing the discrepancy between what you're hearing and what you're singing. So your intonation changed. It got less accurate when we went into the higher range. So let's look at that. What I'd like for you to do when you go home and just you're doing this work because you've identified a pitch as a potential highest note. So it's clear to me that you can sing in falsetto, but I want you to go and play one note. You can do this on your piano app. Play one note, or if you play instruments, play one note and just sing that pitch and try to do it in your falsetto range, and then try to do some of those notes also in full chest. I want to know if and record yourself, because we can find out if some of what's happening is a result of your not really having the, let's say, the greatest intentional command over how to move from one register into another. And so what feels like it's really high, or what sounds like it's really high, you may be overshooting, singing higher than you need to because your perception is, oh, that's really, really high, but it's not as high as you think. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, I think because I don't usually I didn't think before I didn't think I could ever get to those what's it called notes.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So I haven't really practiced with them. So like
Oh, okay, great. So we're opening up something new. So if you'll go home and work on that exercise and then come back next week and report what you found. And if you'd even like to send me an audio clip, you're welcome to do that. I'll send you my email. You're welcome to send me a little clip of it, and I'll help you understand what's happening. Okay, that's great. Angelica says open throat versus air pressure. That's a great way also to think about whether something is free and comfortable or not, right? When you start to feel that the glottis is closing, the muscles are constricting, and we have more air pressure because the throat is not as open. That's an indication that we're either it's out of our range or we just don't have our mechanics coordinated yet to sing those notes. All right, so I saw a couple of other people. Brenda, you want to jump in here? Are you still here? Yeah, you're still here. Okay, all right. So what was your lowest note? Oh, can you unmute? Brenda, can you unmute for us?
I'm sorry. I have a class that was going to start at 1, but I'm going to go ahead and jump in. I was just making sure my students hadn't come on yet.
Sure.
Thank you. Okay, here we go. So my lowest note was G3. Is that okay? And then my highest was, you want the highest?
Yes, sure.
I think it was, I hope I wrote it right. E5 or E plus, whatever that plus.
Yeah, E sharp 5. Okay, so that would be the same as F. Okay, good. All right, so we're doing this. Did
I do it?
Yes. Yeah, I hear something. Ooh.
Did I do
Comfortable?
Yeah, that's comfortable.
Good.
I'm hearing the music because I don't know if I'm hearing the music the same. So.
Oh, you're doing absolutely great. Nice. So we're gonna start on this one. Nice. Comfortable?
Yes.
Sounds great.
Did I hear it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I'm gonna change the vowel to ooh. Let's see what happens. Ooh.
Ooh.
Woo woo. Okay.
Ooh. Ooh.
We're gonna go a little lower. Ooh.
Ooh.
Oh, okay. Keep going.
Ooh.
Keep going.
Ooh.
Oh, I couldn't hear that one. Sing that one again.
Ooh. Okay.
That sounds good to me. How does it feel?
Yeah, I feel comfortable, but I don't know if I can go lower.
Okay, so we're gonna try one more. Una más. Here we go.
Ooh.
What does that feel like?
Okay, I wasn't. It made me nervous, but I could do it.
Yeah. Okay, just one more. Just one more.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh my goodness. So even though there was a little fluctuation on that last one, I still felt like core tone was there, the breath was moving. Okay, so you said G3. Do you know where you are now?
Probably the low. I think it was probably was it F3?
No, it was a C2.
Really? Wow.
Okay. So this is case in point. we have someone who thought G3 was the lowest. And Brenda is just easily singing all the way down to C2, and I don't think we're quite finished.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yep.
So could it be I'm just mimicking, or I really can do that?
No, you really can do that. That was all you.
Oh God, that's amazing.
It is amazing, and your voice is lovely.
Thank you.
Yes. So one thing that we can do, and so if you notice when we were working on this, everyone, I had her change the vowel. So before we were singing ah, then we went to ooh, because I felt like ah was going to eventually get stuck because it was a little more far forward than I would want it to be. It was almost a little nasal. So in order to get that breath flow going, like we really need to identify the range, I needed to move the breath back. So I went to the most back vowel we have. Ooh. Yes, yes. So as you're working, you may want to try out a couple of different vowels to see if anything opens up. I didn't say that last week, so maybe you go back and review this. We have like 3 minutes now. Kia, can I do which side would you like to do? Brenda, we'll do the upper part next week. You want to do the bottom? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna start here. Yes. Yeah, that's so strong. It's okay. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go. I can't sing down there. Yeah. Oh, sorry. I played the piano. Do that again. How does that feel on the bottom?
I like it. I mean, it feels good.
It feels good. All right. Let's do that. Good. Okay. Now do ah for all of them.
Okay.
Woo! Woo! Listen to that sound.
Oh, it might get crazy. Okay.
I didn't get. Oh, no. Do that again.
Let me hear it again.
Yes. All right, so right there, I hear, oh, yes, exactly. So the chord tone is not there as much. Stability gets a little, there's a little less stability. So yeah. What did you think your bottom note was?
I thought it was B2.
Okay, so that we just did a B2, so I would actually say C2.
Okay, okay.
Yep.
Writing that down.
Good job. Are we doing these exercises to expand our range? Why does the arpeggio progression work better than like a straight consecutive notes? Oh, no, that's a great question, Gracie. So you can move half step by half step. Part of what I'm doing is to try and cover a lot of ground in a short period of time. So you can totally work half step by half step, and that's how I encouraged everybody to work over the week on their own. But this way, I can hear. If we start higher, I can hear something that's really full voice. And then as it moves lower, then I get a good sense of when it's not so much full voice anymore, when it really starts to change. Great question. All right, so this is really good. I hope that this was helpful. We did not sing a song today. I'm so sorry. But I hope that you will come back. So right now, if you're not on the mailing list, on the email list, and you want a particular song to be worked on, can you please go ahead and Amazing Grace, that's a great one. We can start with that one. We start with that one next week. Okay, we'll start with Amazing Grace, and then email me your other ideas. So the rest of the repertoire that we work on is because it's what you want to do. I'll throw out some ideas, but I won't do it unless you say yes. Yes, thank you so much. Thank you, Brian, for managing everything. I appreciate you all being here. It's beautiful to see you and share in this community. I appreciate you so much. Thank you, and come back next week. Bring a friend or two.
How do I describe my journey with me?
Your mother, who takes care of you, who takes you to the doctor when you're sick. Your mother.
Good morning, New York. Buenos dias. It's me. What's up?
We went out for lunch at a sushi place where she tried sushi for the first time and she liked it.
I see that change can happen. I know things can shift and change for good.
I am dizzily dazzled with stars in my eyes.
Same level as I broke my neck. But he's not getting the same return of function I am.
And I don't want any of your smart aleck sex talk that I usually get when I get.
This is beyond the marsh because what you're doing is planting beautiful seeds for artists to grow.